How's it going? Welcome to today's video. Like last week, we're going to go over some strumming patterns and focus kind of on the right hand instead of the left hand for once. So by now we would have, for the last few weeks, um, we've gone over some chords, so we should have chord shapes down. Um, and this time we're going to focus on this hand so that this hand has less thinking to do, or you can focus more on this hand. So, the way we train this hand is just to strum over and over again. Similar to the video last week, I'm going to go over a few strumming patterns, some of the basic strumming patterns with you, and we're going to put them to chords then so that you can hear the music being played. Um, so, again, I can't stress enough how important it is just to keep practicing these strumming patterns because the strumming and the rhythm side of things, so your right hand, is more or less muscle memory. And that's how you train that up. So the more you do it with this, the less you have to think of this hand, and the more time you have to think with this hand. Then, okay. So we'll get started with the first strumming pattern. So like last week, I'm going to ask you to just mute your strums, or mute your strings even. So just lightly put your left palm over the strings and the neck of your guitar, and you should be getting that sound from your guitar. Okay. So the first strum that we're going to do is probably a really important one in terms of being able to change into chords. So in the past videos and in class, you probably heard me saying change on the up strum, and this is a very good strumming pattern to be able to practice that. Okay, so the first strumming pattern kind of goes like this. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. Okay, so it starts off with an extra down, so it goes down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. Okay, so it's nice and simple. So there's an extra down at the start, then it just goes down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. Okay. So to put them into the chords, so the chords that we're going to use are going to be a G to a D and a C. Okay, so the way it's going to be played is when we go on the up, we're coming up on the G and then down on the D. Okay, so it's going to sound like. Okay, so down, 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 up, down, 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 up to C, down, 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 up. Okay, so on the C, we're going to do 2 bars of that. Okay, so we're going to do that twice. So it's going to sound like this. Okay, so if you're having trouble going through the chords and progressing on the chords as quick as that, just don't forget that this is the most important hand. So if you make a mistake, just restart on the down strum. Okay, so down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. Okay. So if you're making a mistake, just make sure to keep this hand going. And then if you're really struggling, you're getting really annoyed with yourself, just go back to muting your strings and just down, 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 up, down. Okay, nice and simple. Okay, so the next strumming pattern is probably a little bit more advanced from what we've done so far because we're going to add in a little kind of a muted strum. Okay, so the basics of this is down, up, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so we're gonna start by having a down up to lead us in, and then we're just gonna go up, down, up, up, down, up, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so the 3 chords that we're going to use are going to be G, an E minor, and a C. Then we're going to go back to G. Okay, so the way this is going to go, okay, so we're going to lead in by doing the down up, and then we're going to go up down up. Okay, but then every time we're going to start over and over again, it's going to be on an up strum. But if you're going up down up, your hand starts at the top of the strings. So to get back down, we have to go down, obviously. Okay, and to do that, that's where we're going to add in a kind of a muted strum. Okay, so it's going to sound like this. So for when we go down up, to get back down, what we're going to do is, before we're going to do that muted strum, okay? To do that, the palm of your hand has to kind of hit the string a millisecond before you strum, okay? So it's down, up, okay? So it's like that. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so just practice that. Go really slowly. Go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, before we get into changing the chord, okay, to E minor. Okay, so have a go with it, and then we'll get into the next strumming pattern. Just remember, we're starting with a down up, and then we're muting the string on the way back down, and then up down up, and then muting again, up down up, and muting again, up down up. Okay, so pause the video and go back over that as many times as you can or need to. And it's a really tricky one to add in that muted strum if you've never done it before. So take some time to get that and before you play along with the chords. Okay, so just imagine yourself muting the string. Okay, try to practice getting your palm down before getting that in. Okay, and then if you can play along with the chords, all well and good. But if you're having trouble with that, stop and just go back to muting the strings. Okay. Okay, so the next strumming pattern is fairly simple. So just again mute your strings. Okay, so this one is going to go down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay. So that bit is up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay? And at the start, to lead us in, we have down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down again. Okay? So just practice that and then try to speed it up, okay? So down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Down, 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 down. Okay, so the chords that we're going to put to this one then are going to be G, C, and D. Okay, for this, if you wanted to keep everything easy, you can do a C chord, by keeping the G shape. And then just moving down, okay? So your middle finger falls to the 3rd fret of the A string, and your index finger falls to the D string of the 2nd fret, okay? Okay, so we're going to apply that to those chords. So G, C, and D, and then back to G, okay? So we have down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down. Okay, so between this week and last week, we will have had 5 different strumming patterns, and I feel like that's enough strumming patterns now to kind of push it on and go through maybe a song or two, as well as looking back on all the chords that we've done. Okay, so that's just as important as well. Um, it's it's important to be practicing both. Okay, so to be practicing your chord formations, but also to be practicing the strumming pattern. Okay, so if you're sitting in your room, you're watching TV or something like that, you could be just practicing without strumming. You could be just practicing doing your chords all the time. Okay, you likewise you could be just practicing doing your strumming patterns. Okay, nice and simple with the strings muted. Okay, and then there's other times when you're alone and you're practicing, you can put both of those things together. So it's always important to practice one, the other, and then try to throw them all together. Okay, because at the end of the day, guitar is all about muscle formation as well as being able to keep a rhythm and things like that. So, what without training, your hands won't be able to do what you want them to do. Okay, similar to being able to walk. You're a year old before you can walk. Okay, because it takes a lot of training, build up muscles, and you have a lot of muscles that you're probably not using in your hand. To build them up as well, doing the likes of the chords, and then trying to loosen out your wrists to keep the rhythm for the strumming pattern is important too. Okay, so they're the basic the basic strumming patterns that we have. So probably next week we'll move it on. We'll do a song or two, and from then on we'll step it up, step it up, step it up more and more. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed last two videos on the strumming patterns. Don't forget to practice. Don't neglect this side of the guitar. It's probably just as important as being able to do some chords. Anybody can play chords, but putting them into a rhythm is probably a harder thing to do. So don't forget them. Come back on these videos as much as you need to, and I will see you next week.